Deep underground, underneath the feet of mortals, in the bowels of Jotunheim, the screams of a god echo the cavernous pit of which he is bound. Loki is bound by the spirits of his children, on a slab in an isle of stone, guarded eternally by his wife and the world serpent. But something in the world is changing, for Loki stirs, and it is said that when Ragnarok, the end of days, arrive, Loki shall be freed. To prevent this, the Allfather sent the dwarves Eitri and Brokkr to bind Loki with their magic. Can these squabbling brothers contain Loki before he escapes his prison? Listen as the echoes from the pounding of anvils chime, as the mad screams of Loki reverberate, and as the world holds its breath. Hi, I'm Andrew Lohr, designer and illustrator of Brokkr. Why don't you give it a play? This is the game setup. Brokkr is a 1 to 2 player game where players race to be the first to build 5 relics of power. On their turn, they're going to roll the die. Notice how the symbols on the die match the symbols on these element chips. So, on a player's turn, when they roll this, they would take 1 earth, 1 water, and 1 wind. But before they do that, they'll see where Loki is currently standing. So Loki right now is on the wind. So if on your turn you roll the wind, before you gain any elements, he first gains 1, which he puts on the Loki's boon mat. If at any time on the Loki's boon mat, these are filled, so see how wind and earth is filled on the C location, then immediately this puzzle piece C gets flipped. In this case, this ability would immediately make everybody lose their elements. But each of them have unique abilities, and some are much worse than that. If at any time he fully escapes, all players will lose. The real strategy of the game, however, is in knowing which relic to build and being able to build it. You gain elements from turn to turn by rolling the die. But to build relics, you're going to need metals. So on your reference card, it'll show you the cost to build each metal. And on another reference card you have, it'll show the metal cost it will take to build each relic. The Mjolnir relic, Thor's hammer, has the most direct power. As soon as you build one, immediately another player loses one, pushing you ahead pretty fast. It can also be used to put one of the bindings back on Loki and slow him down. The Dwarven helps with trades, so if you have many of one element, for the first one you build, you can spend 3 to build 1 of any element, the second one, 2 to build any one, and then 1-to-1 trade, which becomes ever more powerful the more of them you get. Also on these die, you may roll an L. If an L is rolled, then Loki moves. Immediately, wherever he is moved to, all players lose all of that element. This slows everybody down. However, if you have a Yarn Greeper, you can never have your elements stolen from Loki, which can be a huge advantage, especially in the beginning of the game. However, you have to have the most Yarn Greepers for this ability to work. So if there's any ties, the ability immediately goes away. The Gullen Burst will steal elements from the Loki boon mat, which both slows him down and gives you more elements to work with to jump toward victory. So if you like fast-paced games with a competitive edge, where things can change quickly and the game itself can win at any moment, Brokkr's the game for you. Thanks a bunch. I'm excited to share it.